So this morning when I was going through my devotions, I actually didn't get anything out of it the first time. So I read it again thinking I must have missed something, and well, I did. So I'm going to read you 3 verses and then I'll discuss what I got out of them. So the verses are Deuteronomy 16, 10, 11 and 15. And they go like this. And thou shalt keep the feast of weeks unto the Lord thy God, with a tribute of a freewill offering of thine hand, which thou shalt give unto the Lord thy God, according as the Lord thy God hath blessed thee. And thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite that is within thy gates, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow, that are among you in the place which the Lord thy God hath chosen to place his name there. And then verse 15 says, 7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto the Lord thy God, in the place which the Lord shall choose, because the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thine increase, and in all thy works of thine hands. Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice. So the first thing that I got out of this was that God was calling his people to remember the blessings that he gave them. And in doing this, that was actually connected with their generosity and their thanks and free will offerings. But then I started to think, if we are thankful for the blessings that God has given us, and if we are thinking about how much gratitude we have towards God for these blessings, and we're not feeling like we did it ourselves and it belongs to me rightfully, then we are more likely to be generous. We are more likely to be giving free will offerings to others. And also, if we are feeling like God is blessing us and that he will continue to bless us, that we would feel safe not having to hoard and look after ourselves, because we have God who's going to do it for us. So we can share, we can give, because we know that we're not going to need or come into want. And the other thing that I noticed in verse 15 was where it says, you will keep a solemn feast. But then twice in the verses that I read, we hear about rejoicing. And so we are to be happy. And their solemn feast could, and I believe should, be more like sacred feast. And that just because something is sacred or holy doesn't mean that you can't be joyful in that. I think too often we think of sacred and holy as being very stern and staunch. And there's no reason why we shouldn't be rejoicing in the Lord always. And yeah, so that's my little thought for this morning. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.